Greetings everybody. Today's video I would like to share is how to refurbish a Lionel O-gauge post-war 022 remote switch. It's easier than you think. Doesn't take much time. There can be problems within the machine that need further repair, but if all you need is a good cleaning to get the good action back on them, it's pretty simple. So we'll start with moving the hood and bayonet bulb. The cover screws for the machine, sure my video's lined up here, are on the back right here. They're kind of diagonal slot screws. That'll take the plastic cover off the switch machine, and then to unbolt the switch machine from the switch track, there's two diagonal bolts here. These plastic cover bolts are like sheet metal head or plastic screws, whatever you call them, and not machine screws. Cover comes off, and without delay we'll take the machine right off. They have also two removable on the other side hex head nuts that fit into the switch body. There's one that comes right out here, and the other one is underneath this plate where it says Lionel. And if you ever have to, if you strip it or break a screw off in it, you just pop these two rivets out, take the plate off, and it'll come right out. Hope you don't damage the plate. You have to be careful. And just to remove the switch machine or not, you don't have to do anything with the plate. You can see it right here. Actually, the nut will just stay in place. So we'll put the machine off to the side for a second. Let's clean the top. So same thing as cleaning track. Get your scrubby. Clean all the rails. Clean the center rail pickup for between the switch track, and also a Dremel works on in between here for, it's actually an outer rail pickup for extra current going through the switch on the outer rail wheels. I don't have a clean ray. I'll just show you quick with my grease one. Wipe them off always. Gets any residue off. Better contact. Alright, so assuming your rails are all good and you look at your ends to make sure they're not misshapen, then the top is done. We're going to go inside, and there's a screw here and a screw here for taking your protection or inspection plate off. These are hard to get back in, they're tiny. You can see it here. If you have one of those screwdrivers that spreads, it's like a two-piece shaft and it holds the screw, it's a lot easier. Mine's over on the other workbench, I'm not going to grab it. So your plate comes off, and then inside you have your workings. Oop, I'm up too high. Your inner workings of the switch. There's a lot going on in here, but it's easy to work on. You have to inspect it first, and we're going to use a continuity check tester too to show you how to check everything. But first we'll start with cleaning. Actually, we're going to tighten this screw right here. Is for your center rail pickup. Make sure that's tight. And yeah, we'll tighten everything up first. So there's anytime something's clamping something, it's a contact too. So kind of push down on them Try to show you better right here and here. There's some center rails here and here. And this is all inner outer rail, what do you call it? It might be the non-derailing. No, it's not the non-derailing one, but the common. So we'll test those in a minute, but that's how you check them. And this one, I can't wait to show you, has the common problem with the broken weld or solder joint. So common, we're going to solder that in a second, show you how to fix it. When this is broke, you're not going to non-derail coming in this way. You could have a derailment. So, but really quick first is the points to clean up with sandpaper. So here's a positive one. Brush the top really quick. I don't know if I held that up too high. It's the center rail. It's kind of a tang that should point straight up. If it's bent, straighten it. And then these two pins are for non-derailing. Touch the tops. Take your finger if you want a rag like that to go over them. Make sure they're clean. Down here we have the outer rail where it connects to the switch machine. Switch machine body. So you make sure that's clean. And if everything works right, then you're done there. Alright. I think we're ready to fix that solder joint. Get the soldering gun here. There's enough solder on there, you probably won't need flux or solder. While the gun's heating up, you got to be really, it's kind of tricky. The non-derailing rail and the derailing rail, whatever you call it, one or the other, are right next to each other, and this bar can't touch the one this way, or you won't have non-derailing either. It can only touch the one facing this way. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll try to prop it up. It's gonna stay like that. Yeah. It's the one on this side of the two, not this one, but this way. It kind of jumps over the first one and goes to the second. So right now it's loose. I try to hold it down with my screwdriver. Get everything warm and a little worried needs a little more solder. I'm gonna hit it. And make sure it lasts. I think that must have hit. No, I didn't get it. Alright, go back in. Heat up the gun again quick. It's gonna be warm this time. If I gotta come back. I think I got it now. I wouldn't lift up too hard on it, you'd probably just break it again. It's a very thin piece of metal, like a tip that you solder. Just make sure it's on there good and you got it. Alright. So, see, that's really about it. Well, for this, then we got the switch machine. But here is your test. Make sure that everything's gonna work when you put it together. Inner and outer rail. First, start by testing your outer, maybe. Camera over here. I like to just touch the bar here and test all the outers. So we got here and here. You got a continuity beep, you're good. This is outer rail up here. No, oh, oh sorry, this side, it's not both sides. This one and this one, but it won't be these two like I accidentally hit, because that's the non-derailing side. That's not supposed to beep. And also in here, this wire for the center contact, like I was talking about, that beeps are good. And then we'll go center rail. I like to just, again, to make it quick, hit this center rail as far as this way as you can, and then hit the tip. The screw, these two, you got continuity, and then the output here. Each way, you got a beep, you got connections all the way through. If you don't, you'll probably just have to hammer these tabs a little bit more. And for the non-derailing, for this track, touch this pin we cleaned and your probe. And one more thing, like about that wire, test to make sure you don't have it on this one. Like I am, it's not there. It's on this one, not on that one, then it's not shorting. And then do the same with the other track non-derailing. The other pin we hit, touch this, you got a beep there, then everything's connected all the way through. So at this point, I'm assuming we're all done with the switch body. So I'm going to put the inspection plate back on. Here we go with the screws. Wish me luck. Magnetic screwdriver maybe. They're tough. If you get it started, go for it. There's usually 3 holes, but I've only seen them come with 2 screws. Actually, those are mounting holes, yeah. Don't worry about it, there is only 2 up here. The heel is held down by the switch machine. So right now we're going to put this aside somewhere. My workbench is crammed because I got a big job going right now. Making a big Addams Family set. Alright. To test, well, test it when it's on the switch machine, really. Switch body, you know, with your controller. Or connecting power here into ground and then shorting with your screwdriver, which I'll show you in a minute. I know this one works already, so we'll just get started on it. Basic inspection. Check your tension right here to make sure all 4 pins are touching like they should with slight tension. Make sure things move easy. These 4 things right here are what throws the switch back and forth when you turn your controller. You got your bulb contact in here. I kind of just cheat with a screwdriver actually. Scratch it. You can make sure you're not corroded on the, what do you call it, the holder part. The wire to power the bulb should be routed correctly through the bracket here and not hitting anything or grounding. All these connections should look good and not touching anything. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. And oh yeah, I got my little sander. A real common problem is if you don't have any power to the switch, this tab here might not be contacting your pin, which is also where your fixed voltage pin goes on too, which cancels that. But if you're just running normal, you pull a pin out, this is supposed to contact here, and if it isn't tensiony enough or dirty, you get one of these in there, and very carefully, without bending the tab, kind of sand it. You get both sides at once real quick. A bit of air. I'd Dremel the tops of the nuts, terminals I mean. Give it all the help you can. Not too much you want to Dremel anywhere else. Alright. There's a spring down here that should be in place for the latch. And over on this side you got to make sure this isn't shorting. It's awful close. I guess we're alright. I'm sure it's not shorting to anything for this terminal. Back there's nothing. We're going to clean the contacts in a minute. Hope you like my method for quick cleaning. I'm just gonna, I always douse it with electric cleaner. You're ready. And get in the plunger hole too for the coil. Work it around. It's basically a quick clean method. I have a lot of luck with it. So here's the good one. After wetting that, soak her down all over here. Be very careful if you got heat or sparks. So then I hold up on the latch and do one of these. It'll clean anything out of there. If you have a problem, you'll have to fix it. But this will clean it. Don't take very much. There's a gear in here you could clean too. If you ever test it with anything like hooking up to your transformer, make sure all that's dry. I hate to say a couple of times I lit something up. No fire. Careful after that. So I'm going to air can it. I got these compressed airs. Compressor is nice, but these are... My compressor don't run all the time if I use these. House is quieter. Alright. So we're clean. Also watch the rag, not just this. Hate to say it again. Gotta be more careful. One I was big on, I had to learn, is when you're cleaning E-units and you soak the unit down with cleaner and you want to cycle it. Bad move. Wait for it to dry. Oh. But no harm. So I didn't clean first before that because the cleaner might leave residue. So we're going to clean with the bulb contact. We already did this. I think we'll just say it's good. Up here you have not only the 4 pinpoints, but the 2 for whichever way you mount the switch, because you know you can change the direction. These are for the positive rail that contacts that tang we're straightening, and then these 4 outers here for the non-derailing, which hits the pins that we clean depending on which way you mount the switch machine. So usually these aren't too dirty. I lightly scratch the tops, pulling away because the tabs are kind of light and very sensitive. Watching out for this when you do it. Then I go for the inner. I'm still on camera here. Probably out too far. This is for the inner rail. You can use sandpaper. Like I said, I have good luck with screwdrivers. And now these 4, I'm kind of blocking the camera a bit. Gotta be careful, but scratch these up. This is probably a later model 022 that's got the what do you call it, the kind of contacts on there, not just the brass itself. And for safety, to get the other 2, put the machine back the other way. Circular motion even works. Being careful not to damage that. All these parts are buyable. Go to the traintender.com. Sell you the internal parts of the switch if you want to fix your machine. maybe just get another used one. I'd rather fix them. I like doing that. I put one of these on before. The rivets here that hold this plate, there's two of them. I bought those from Jeff out there, and they go back here. It's the same rivet as the pre-war or something like that drawbar. Yeah, pre-war steamer drawbar tender rivets. It's the same rivet. So, oh, one more. The right here are the outer rail contacts. Again, being careful of the tabs there. Cheating again. Should use a rag. I just use my finger. Oh, we're gonna oil this in a second. I almost forgot a tip on. I was cleaning an old caboose today, fixing it up. Didn't take much work. To get the shell this clean, dip it, soak it in a bucket of Dawn water, dish soap, and then just while it's in the bucket yet, brush it with a toothbrush. Yeah, leave it soak as long as you want. And it'll, unless there's something wrong with the plastic, it'll look great when it's done. Works on the plastic parts, even HO, you know, shells and all that. Alright. And hard to remember everything, but I think we're down to just a little oil on this gear in there, if you can see it. And the pivot, where it kind of rides on the rivet. This is one of those times you want to think less oil or better. Just enough to lube it in this area. You'll see the rack, they call it the rack and pinion. Just turns the switch head. You don't oil the coil at all, that's dry. And maybe just a tad on top of the two rivets. And if you want to, you can get underneath here where that switch plate slides. Great. We did our work right. This should work. I'm going to hook up a test to it. If you want to test, hook one to the negative to the body. That's the negative. And the positive goes to the pin here. You could touch it here too, but this will clamp it in place. And like your controller does, you short it with a screwdriver. Hook the controller to it too, but if you touch the two this way or that way, it should turn it. Looks like we got a good one. Alright, that's a successful test. It snaps again. I like it when they snap. They come in kind of dull and they go out snapping. Sluggish, they come in sluggish. So, mounting it back on. For clearance on your layout, a lot of people don't know. They may see it this way, this position commonly. All you do is turn it around if you don't have clearance here, or the other way, and mount it this way. So for what I'm doing, I wanted to mount it this way for the layout I'm using it on. So, oh yeah, this pin has to, of course, go in here. Try to be careful, drop it straight in. And I nailed it right away, otherwise if you don't, you can turn this back and forth to line it up and get it in place. Put your two screws in. Running low on batteries, I think I'll make it. I'd put this on the ground and use two hands, but yeah, maybe I can. It's probably going to come apart. I'll try this. Come on, baby. There. Don't tighten it real tight till you get the other one in. This is the one that has the insert, I guess you call it. Goes in like that. Hold your finger on it. Turn it around. And there's your other screw. And a magnetic screwdriver. Is the thumb trick. Sometimes it works good. These don't have to be real tight. Tight enough. Make sure it's pretty loose. I think I got a little corrosion. Switch track. Get it quick. Dremels are nice, huh? Cordless, if you got a cordless. And we're getting there. Where's the cover? Cover goes on. Sure you know where that goes on. Big hole to the front. 2 screws in the back. So if your switches are sluggish, slutty, I was almost going to say, this should spiff them up. And sometimes there's electrical problems too. You can fix them. Learn how to troubleshoot them. I never looked, but I bet the Lionel repair manual says a lot about troubleshooting a switch that don't work. Yeah, if there's something electrically wrong. Plastic cover, be gentle. Alright, and the bulb. Where's the bulb at? There it is. And the head. And some power to it. Inner and outer. Oop, there's my clip. I don't know if you saw me hook it up. For testing inner and outer, just like, you know, the track clips from the transformer, center rail and outer. If you try going up to one of these, it won't work though, so you got to catch a common, not a non-derailing. And here's the bulb's lit. I'm not going to put the controller on, I'll just... Woo. Almost done. There's one more test. The non-derailing test. So I got it so it's set this way. What if the train's coming this way? You short it out. That went. Now the other way. It's working. And one more. This is working great. Let's test.